1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Humayun Zebabasi. First, the headlines. Prime Minister says the government is providing full support to foreign investors under ease of doing business policy. President has called for producing skilled human resource in economics and information technology sectors. Foreign Minister has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to advance SCO's goals and objectives in different spheres. Foreign Office spokesperson has urged the international community to generously contribute to help address humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown was observed today against repeated incidents of civilian killings by Indian troops. And Palestinian authorities have condemned the Israeli settlement plan, saying it aims to conclude separation of Jerusalem from our outlying Palestinian area. Now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan says Pakistan offers huge potential for e-commerce that will generate employment opportunities and help in economic growth. Talking to Group CEO of Daraz, Bajurki Mikkelson in Islamabad, he said e-commerce is vital for employment generation and economic growth. The Prime Minister said the government is providing full support to foreign investors under the ease of doing business policy. On this occasion, the CEO Daraz expressed interest in further investment and expansion of e-commerce in Pakistan. Meanwhile, talking to Group CEO of multinational telecommunication services company Vion Khan Tarzoglu in Islamabad, Prime Minister Imran Khan said the international companies are welcomed for establishing ventures in Pakistan. He said Pakistani youth whose talent is unparalleled can benefit from leading international IT and telecom companies. The Prime Minister emphasized on technology transfer and training of youth. President Dr. Arif Alvi says Pakistan offers great opportunities for investment in multiple sectors. He was addressing the annual meeting of Pakistan Institute of Development Economics in Peshawar today. The President stressed on producing and increasing skilled human resources in the country to flourish in fields of economics and IT. The President said Pakistani diaspora in Silicon Valley is keen to work with skilled manpower from the homeland. Dr. Arif Alvi said provision of a need-based skill is essential for growing in various sectors. Talking about coronavirus pandemic, he said Pakistan excelled in tackling critical situations during the rise of disease. He said Prime Minister Imran Khan adopted effective and successful policy of smart lockdown instead of complete lockdown in the country. Advisor on Finance Shaukat Tareen has reaffirmed government's full support and facilitation to investors and business community. He was talking to a delegation of Citibank led by its president and country director for Pakistan, Ahmed Bozoi, in Islamabad today. The advisor appreciated contribution of Citibank in strengthening business and economic activities of Pakistan and highlighted various reforms of the government for social and economic uplift of the masses. Minister for National Food Security Fakhr Imam says sufficient wheat stock is available in the country. Addressing a news conference along with the Minister for Industries and Production Khusro Bakhtiar, he said, "We have fixed wheat support price at 1,950 rupees per 40 kilogram, while the Sindh government fixed it at 2,200 rupees. The minister said these distortions affect the common man. Minister for Energy Hamad Azhar has asked owners of petrol pumps to revisit their decision of strike in view of difficulties faced by people. In a statement today, he, however, stated that their genuine demands will be accepted. On the demand of Petroleum Dealers Association, a summary has already been forwarded to the Economic Coordination Committee regarding increase in their profit margin. Ministry of Information and Broadcasting has set up a committee to investigate the disclosure made by PMLN leader Maryam Nawaz about media advertisements. The committee will prepare its report about irregularities made in giving ads to media during the last PMLN government and rewarding the favorite journalists and different media groups through the media cell. Under the media cell headed by Maryam Nawaz, over 9.62 billion rupees was spent from the national exchequer. This is Radio Pakistan. Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to advance SCO goals and objectives, addressing SCO Council of Heads of Government virtually today. He said regional security is a must for realization of our collective vision for prosperity and economic growth of the region. Shah Mahmood Qureshi said as an integrity regional organization, SCO provides an interactive model for interstate cooperation in diverse fields including economy, security, connectivity and sustainable development. Terming private sector as the engine of growth for economy, the foreign minister said initiatives aimed at connecting important segments in the private sectors of SCO member states create sustained linkages and connected the people in the region. He said Pakistan will be taking forward other initiatives that will promote SCO's work in connecting business persons and entrepreneurs as well as bringing together women parliamentarians of the SCO region next year. The foreign minister urged the international community to engage constructively to mitigate the sufferings of Afghans. He said Afghanistan is of critical importance for all of us owing to our geographic compulsions and our enduring ties to the people of Afghanistan. Foreign Office spokesperson Asim Iftikhar has urged the international community to generously contribute to help address the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. Answering a question during his weekly news briefing in Islamabad today, he said humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan is quite big, which has been realized by the international community as the United Nations and various countries are coming forward to provide required assistance to the people of Afghanistan. The spokesperson said Pakistan has pledged humanitarian assistance worth 5 billion rupees. He said Islamabad has also acceded to Afghan people's request to let the humanitarian assistance offered by India to pass through Wagah border. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown was observed today against repeated incidents of civilian killings by Indian troops in staged encounters in the territory. The call for strike was given by all parties Hurriyat Conference. Meanwhile, Indian authorities continue to enforce strict restrictions in Srinagar and other areas of Kashmir Valley. Internet service remains suspended in almost all parts of Srinagar and Pulwama districts. On the other hand, India's notorious National Investigation Agency carried out raids on the residences of political activists associated with Jamaat-e-Islami, People's Democratic Party and National Conference and government employees in Zanpura area of Shopian district. Palestinian authorities have condemned the Israeli settlement plan, saying it aims to conclude separation of Jerusalem from our outlying Palestinian area. Palestinian Foreign Minister in a statement urged the US and other powers to immediately intervene to stop these Israeli colonial projects and plans. Israel has given approval to plan to construct 3,000 homes that would expand Jerusalem's municipal boundaries by building thousands of new illegal settlement homes in occupied East Jerusalem. Now the news about cricket. The Test cricket test of two-match series between Pakistan and Bangladesh will be played at Chattogram from tomorrow. The match will start at 9 a.m. Pakistan Standard Time. And finally, the weather report. Mainly cold and dry weather expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, smoke and shallow fog is likely to prevail in plain areas of Punjab. And the end of the news will repeat the headlines once again. Prime Minister says the government is providing full support to foreign investors under ease of doing business policy. President has called for producing skilled human resource in economics and information technology sectors. Foreign Minister has reaffirmed Pakistan's commitment to advance SCO's goals and objectives in different spheres. Foreign Office spokesperson has urged the international community to generously contribute to help address humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, complete shutdown was observed today against repeated incidents of civilian killings by Indian troops. Palestinian authorities have condemned the Israeli settlement plan, saying it aims to conclude separation of Jerusalem from our outlying Palestinian area. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, you can always log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.